The word Qurbani, immediately what goes to your mind, it has to do with slaughtering, okay? But let's just go to the root of it, okay? I want you to understand the root. So when you walk out from here, maybe we'll understand the word more broader. The word Qurbani is from the word Qaf, Ra and Ba, okay? Qurb. But if you say Qurbani with a Kaf, it means electricity. It means current. It means neutrons and protons, etc. If you say it with a Kaf. But if you say with a Qaf from your throat, it means there's something to get near to. You and I say Qurbani means to slaughter. But the meaning of Qurbani has something to do with nearness. It has to do with something to do with relationship. It has to do with connecting. It has two meanings. It has a spiritual meaning and it has an outer meaning, which is a monetary meaning. So, what I'm going to share with you on a very quickly brief through it, then look at the Qurbani, which we understand as slaughter, on the relation between Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam. But that is the spiritual point. That's the spiritual side. But in the spiritual side, you and I will understand that we also are part of that slaughter. But our part of slaughter is something to do with something else, which we talk about. See, what the Almighty said, what Rabbi Habli min as-Salihin, when Ibrahim alayhi salam spoke and said, bless me with a child, a pious child, a good child. Okay? Then Allah replied, فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ. Then Allah bestowed him with a son. Okay? Now when the son started to walk, there's two things to understand, and please keep this in mind. Ibrahim alayhi salam spoke to Allah and asked Allah and made a dua to Allah. Allah accepted his dua. You and I also make dua, remember that. Look at the comparison. We make dua for good health, we have been given good health. We make dua for wealth, we have been given wealth. We make dua for children, we have been given children. To some may not have. But on many instances you'll see that the dua we make is also accepted and Allah blesses us with something. So this was the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam and this is our dua. Okay? Then it goes into the verse, فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ السَّعْيَ. When Ismail alayhi salam started to walk, it could be at whichever age, maybe 12, 13, whatever, when he was in a little bit young age, then his father told him about his dream. Again, a comparison is going to take place here. And I want you to understand this comparison so that we will know the true message of Qurbani. When he told his son, إِنِّي أَرَى فِي الْمَنَامِ, I've seen it in my dream. Now his dream is true, of course, right? أَنِّي أَصْبَحُكَ, then I am slaughtering you. أَنِّي أَصْبَحُكَ فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. What are you looking at? What are you thinking? What is your image about this whole thing? فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. What is your whole mind thinking about? قَالَ يَا أَبَتِي, oh my dear father, إِفْعَلْ مَا تُؤْمَرْ سَتَجِدُونِي إِنْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ مِنَ الصَّابِرِينَ. Okay. Now, what has happened here? This is something you and I must put ourselves into the situation. Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah told him, he's seen in a dream of sacrificing his son. We have it in reality of parting from that which we love the most. Comparison. This is Qurbani. This was the life of his son. This is the monetary gain which we've got. Two things. The monetary gain, we may have a lot of wealth. Maybe we just want to give out our zakat 2.5%, but accumulate. Ibrahim alayhi salam did not say, son, stand back. I will go look for something else rather than you. He put his son down. He put his son down. So what do you call this now? This is you call the nearness of Ibrahim alayhi salam to Allah and the respect of Ismail alayhi salam to his father. So what is this wonderful message? It is a message which Allah educates you and I, that part from that which you love the most. And you cannot deny it, we love money. We love it, believe me, it's part of our life. We have to love it, we have to live. There's nothing wrong in it. But don't hold on to it as if though it's going to be an everlasting journey. It's got to move away. That is why this wonderful verse has been revealed for you and I to go into the deeper understanding that it's not the matter of sacrifice, it is a matter of getting nearer to Allah. To sacrifice is so easy because what feeling do I cut that sheep with? That I will have enough meat for a year. What else? I will be able to accumulate meat. I'll be able to take the meat and go and give it to the poor in the most ragged and tattered way, not even packed properly. We do that. Ibrahim alayhi salam put his son with so much of respect down. And what did the son say? You will satajiduni insha'Allah min as-sabirin. You will find me amongst the people who have patience. In the very same way, we will find ourselves amongst the people who will be able to part from that which we love the most. Okay, let's go very, very quick because I want to get to my point on Arafat. What we have to know, that Ibrahim alayhi salam left a very, very special message for you and I. And keep that message. Remember, Ibrahim Khalilullah and Millata Abikum Ibrahim, our father Ibrahim, who was Sammakum al-Muslimun. Okay? So, what the whole message is, that if we want to really get nearer to Allah, then we need to hold on to the way of our father Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam. What is the sacrifice all about? What is the spiritual? What is this physical? What is this monetary? What is this sacrifice all about? Or what is this nearness of Allah all about? Allah speaks about in the Quran that your wealth and your children are a test to you. So this was the test of Ibrahim alayhi salam about his child. Our tests are our children. Let me tell you something, brothers. Don't hide this beneath the carpet. We are in big trouble. We are in trouble that you cannot imagine. We are in a situation in which we cannot conceive in our minds that what is happening to us as fathers, what's happening to our mothers about the upbringing of our children. It is all left upon you and I as parents on what do we want to make out of our children. Don't hide this. It's a known fact that we are in trouble. But Ibrahim alayhi salam taught us that if the child has been brought up correctly, immaterial what the command will be, that child will respect the father and the mother and fulfill the command. We go very quickly forward. Once the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he passed by Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Okay? He passed by and Ibn Mas'ud was just sitting in a very, very deep thought. He sat in a very deep thought and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that don't worry about your sustenance. Don't worry about where your risk is going to come from. And don't chase behind that which Allah has already put forward to you. Because Rasulullah also mentioned, you will not part from this earth until you enjoy of that which Allah has already decreed for you at the time of birth. So that's the one issue. The other issue here, what we have to do in order for us to understand the power of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam and the message of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he also had this wonderful quality. And what was that quality? He possessed the quality of generosity. Why generosity? He gave his son forward. He put his son down, having a heart of generosity. You know what generosity is? Generosity is not only our money. Generosity is to be able to give our time. Generosity is to be able to give ourselves. Ibrahim alayhi salam was so generous, he put his son down to put the knife on his neck. Our generosity is the wealth that we have in our hand. It's very difficult to pass from it. We will spend 90% upon ourselves and 10% to Allah, whereas Allah had given us the 100%. You know why? Because the feeling of the inner feeling of Allah is the doer of all is not engraved within the heart the way it has been engraved in the heart of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. That is why it's proven fact for us to part from that, it's wealth. What else is there that we love more? We love our wives, we fight with them the whole day. We love our children, we let them be misled. We allow them to be misled, and as parents, We are so afraid to even talk the wrong to our children, to tell them, you are wrong. We became afraid. You know why? We no more have the quality of being a father or mother. We try to befriend them, and in befriending them, that's where the problem starts. They have to be our friend. They have to be our colleague, but we have to draw a line, just the way Ibrahim ﷺ showed respect to his son by asking him permission. He asked him permission. فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى. What are you thinking about it? Ya Abat, if al-ma tu'mar, you are asking my opinion. My opinion too, as your heart is happy to do. That's the relationship you and I are supposed to have with our family. If you and I can share this wonderful with our children, believe me, do you know how wonderful this world is to live in? But once we move away from the energies of Ibrahim alayhi salam, we'll be frustrated, and we live frustrated. And then we go to the qabr frustrated, and there too we again become frustrated. Be happy. Friends and brothers, be happy. Move away from this negative energy. Now, the ultimate sacrifice of this whole thing is about understanding this day of Arafaat. That is the ultimate sacrifice you and I must know. This day of Arafah, I'm just making my Qurbani one very short to get you into my topic. This day, today, is such an important day that Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala speaks about in the hadith, that Allah perfected the deen on this day of Arafah. So which means that when people are going to Arafah, they are going there to drop off all the negative energies, to drop off everything that is wrong, and get the heart towards perfection. Perfect the heart to know Allah. That's what it's all about. And do you know something, friends and brothers? When the heart is perfected, everything you see is beautiful. Every person's way of worshiping Allah is perfect. Every person moving towards Allah is beauty, is wonder. But that only happens when the heart is perfect. So this is the day of Arafah for all of us here. What a wonderful day, Jum'ah, Yawm al-Jum'ah, Yawm al-Arafah. Do you know how important this day is today? I don't know about this issue of Hajj Akbar and Hajj, I don't know about all those type of thoughts. You can find out from muftis who can talk about those things. But reality, that today is a very great day for all of us throughout the world. And do you know what you do on this day? What should we do? If we've missed the morning, we've got this time up to Maghrib. Connect to Allah. Talk to Allah. Build that love within yourself towards the creation of Allah. And seek forgiveness. Wallah, do you know, Allah on the day of Qiyamah will stand next to people who did not seek forgiveness. And Allah will testify against them that you knew you have to seek forgiveness. You refuse to forgive. You cannot be part of this journey of good. What are we waiting for on this earth? To earn more wealth, to become some king, and then be destroyed in the year after? This is the hour of Arafah. May we all forgive each other today, inshallah. May we forgive each other in such a way that we will witness Arafah within the heart. But by the way, what does Arafah means? We always hear the word Arafaat. Sorry, we hear the word Arafat. What does Arafah means? Arafah is from the word Arafa Ya'rifu. It means to know. Arafah, it means to know. To know what? To know yourself. To know ourselves. To understand ourselves. And to take stock of ourselves to say, I am here, I need to be there. And for me to be there, I've got to change myself. If I don't change myself, the qabr will change me when I'm there down. And it will be too late. Then, very quick, another message about Arafah. Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned that the day of Arafah is amongst the best days in the life of a human. The day of Arafah is amongst the best days in the life of a human being, particularly in the life of a Muslim. So may we all enjoy this day of Arafah. May we build within ourselves the energy of forgiveness, and may we change ourselves on this day. Change ourselves, become positive, become good, and change our attitude towards people. then you find Rasulullah within our hearts. Rasulullah will never enter the heart of a person who's evil. Believe me, because he's pure, he will live with purity in your heart. So if you want that to happen, and if you want Allah's energy of mercy to come within our heart, today is the day to forgive. And if you can't forgive today, the sajda is just another exercise, up and down. The going in ruku is another exercise. The fasting is just striving to be hungry for no reason. But if you are able to forgive, then sajda is touching the mercy of Allah. The fasting is touching the power of Allah. And the purity of ruku is going within the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May we forgive each other today. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam speaks about this day. There's so many wonderful hadiths of this day. You know, as Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he was sitting with his companions, and he mentioned about this day, that his companions cheered to say, Allah perfected us today. So if you and I want to become the perfected people, change today. Don't wait for another moment. Change immediately. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a dose, so that you and I can change. The important way to change is to follow the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Most of us, many of us, after the first salah will just walk out. I keep on repeating to you, this is the same Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He will say, I intercede for you. But we move out. Most of us neglect the sunnah, whatever sunnah it may be. Remember, every sunnah of the Prophet is perfect. Follow it. Your life will become easy. Don't go against any act of the Prophet ﷺ. You'll be disappointed. Because this is the very same superb Prophet who's going to say, I intercede for you. So our appeal for this day of Arafaat, make the change today. Start becoming punctual with our salah. Friends, sisters, brothers, start becoming punctual with our salah. It is very important. Don't let it just go past. Stop, perform your salah, fulfill the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then we have met this day of Arafah, open-hearted, complete with the change within ourselves. I think there's some announcement. We ask Allah to guide us and make us understand this day of Arafah. We ask Allah to purify us today, to purify our souls today, and make us amongst those people whom Allah will be happy with, and whom Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be proud about us being amongst the ummah of this beautiful deen of Allah, al-Islam. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Firstly, we would like to thank Aboobaker Chougley for coming out today and giving us his lecture in this masjid. The first announcements, inshallah, the times for the Eid cars will be as follows. At the Rosina Seribane grounds, that's at the entrance of Lodium, the lecture will be at 20 to 7 and Salah at 7 o'clock. At the Kit Kat Plaza, the lecture will also be at 20 to 7 with Salah following at 7 o'clock. At Al-Asr in Claudius, Salah will be at 7:30. At the TMS, Twane Muslim School, the lecture is at 6:30 and Salah at 7 o'clock. And at the Rasuli Center in Raslo, the lecture is at 7 o'clock with Salah at 7:30. Secondly, the final day for Operation Qurbani 2014 to be carried out in the Bihar district of India will be tonight at 8 p.m. at 180 Rand per Qurbani. You may visit us at 330 Kaman Street in Lorium. Jazakallah.